Another day, another L for PlayStation fanboys, and PlayStation. Square Enix has decided it will no longer be making exclusive games for the PlayStation. At least not any major exclusives, like this Final Fantasy series, which has been exclusive to PlayStation for decades at this point, or at least the main series has, will no longer be exclusive to just PlayStation in future installments. Now, the reason for this is the fact that Square Enix's profits are down by a lot, and they blame PlayStation exclusives for this, and they actually also blame PlayStation exclusives for why they have to lay off a lot of their employees. Now, a lot of gaming companies recently have been laying off employees, like Xbox as well, and they've been using a lot of bullshit reasons for why they're doing that, so I'm not gonna get into that part, because it kind of seems like bullshit to me, but the truth of the matter is they are losing a lot of money and they are blaming PlayStation exclusives for this, and of course PlayStation fanboys are now coping and seething, being very angry that they are no longer getting those exclusive games from Square.
This will devalue their titles.
Yeah, because we all know that the value of a game is directly tied to how many people can play it. You know, the game with like the least amount of people being able to play it is obviously the most valued game. You know, if I were to make a game right now on my PC that only I have access to, that would be the greatest game of all time, or at least the game with the highest fucking value, because it's exclusive to only me. That makes perfect fucking sense, guys. It's not like more people being able to play the game means that the game is going to make more money and have more fans interested in the game and probably talking about the game, making content around the game, whatever, and therefore raise its value. That's not how it works, right? The less people can play the game, the more value it has. This works fantastic, especially with multiplayer games, guys.
Fanboys, hooray! Square Enix is finally going full multi-platform. Take that, Sony! Reality, Nintendo has more Square Enix exclusives between 2020 and 2024, starting from new gen, and has released more multi-plat than exclusive.
Yes, but you also have to look at what those games are. The exclusives that Sony is getting are like really fucking big AAA games, like Kingdom Hearts and the Final Fantasy series. And these are games that are very popular on PlayStation, but just don't make enough money to justify, the price that it costs to create them. So they need to be on multiple platforms. The exclusives that come to Nintendo Switch tend to be like AA projects or passion projects that aren't very expensive to make and are just smaller games that where it doesn't really matter if they are exclusive, because they're probably going to make back the money anyway. You can't just say like, oh, Switch has more exclusives than PlayStation, so that's worse. And then at the same time, like, not look at what those games are.
Should disregard Xbox.
Yeah, that's what they have been doing, right? Disregarding other platforms like the Xbox, and get this, is not working out. That's why they are now releasing the game also on Xbox, because they're not making enough money only releasing these Final Fantasy games on PlayStation. You fucking dumbass. Can you not read? Can these people like not read? You did read, right? That the reason why they're stopping with exclusivity is because exclusivity isn't making them enough money. So they have to put the game on Xbox and PC and probably Switch too in order to make more money.
PlayStation exclusivity is why Square Enix is going aggressively multi-platform, but also this, lol.
And then MBG has posted a screenshot of an article which states that a lot of AAA Square Enix games made a huge profit last year. And it mentions games like Final Fantasy 16 and Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, which are exclusive to PlayStation. However, right, MBG seems to completely ignore the fact that despite the fact that these games made a huge profit, they didn't make big enough of a profit to justify, their existence as exclusives. While they are very popular on PlayStation and make a lot of money on PlayStation, they just don't make enough money. And the game, Final Fantasy 16, for example, could make a lot more money if it was also released on PC and Xbox and Nintendo Switch if the Switch can run it, right? That would be far more beneficial for Square to make even more money than they're already making, because what they've stated is that they have to stop with exclusivity on PlayStation, because while it is making them money, yes, it's not making them enough money, right? Like, learn to fucking read, you mouth-breathing retard.
Sony should just buy them.
Amazing. We're getting this shit again. We're getting, like, this is something they've been saying ever since Microsoft bought, like, their first bunch of studios. Remember that? When Microsoft bought, like, Obsidian and Playground and a bunch of other studios, and PlayStation fanboys immediately went going off saying shit like, oh, it doesn't matter, PlayStation is just gonna buy Square, and that's more valuable than any of those studios that Microsoft bought. And they've been bringing that shit up constantly. Every single fucking time Microsoft bought a studio or anything bad happened for PlayStation, fanboys would immediately start going into creating fake rumors that Sony was going to buy Square Enix. It's not happening, okay? It's just not. Sony either can't afford to buy Square Enix or just doesn't want to, but it's not happening, okay? I am sorry to, like, break your little fucking fantasy world, but they're not gonna buy Square Enix. Now we're gonna end this video with my favorite tweet about this situation.
PlayStation 5 owners are now treated like black people in 1939 United States of America. We are now second-class gamers, and neither Sony nor Square care about us anymore. Just like black people had to give up their civil rights, we PlayStation gamers are having to
forfeit our exclusive. This shit is so fucking dumb. I don't think I have to explain how dumb it is. That this guy is unironically comparing PlayStation gamers losing their Square Enix exclusivity to black people losing their human rights. I don't understand. No, it's nowhere near the same. Okay, I don't even have to explain why it's not. It's retarded. It just shows you how fucking, like, brain dead these people are and how brainwashed they are. It's like the cult of the plastic gaming box, that they compare exclusives from a third-party studio, just still being on their console, by the way, but now being on all platforms, that happening to black people being slaves or having no rights. Like, what the actual fuck are we talking about? Now, with that being said, boys, I know this was a pretty short video, but I am working on a really long Synthetic Man video, mainly because, you know, I wanted to do like a 3-hour stream. Just can't find the right time to do that, so instead I'll just make like a 2-hour video, because then at least I'll have, you know, said what I wanted to say about the topic, and I can actually put it out there instead of just waiting for the perfect fucking time to stream. It's just not gonna happen with like school and work and social life and all those things. But with that being said, if you liked this video, please like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all in the next video. Goodbye.